And now to my final topic. Chart and Capstone, a prominent player in the global industrial sector, has announced its involvement in a $1 billion iron ore to steel project in Nigeria, a venture poised to significantly boost the country's industrial and economic landscape. The ambitious project, a cornerstone of Nigeria's industrial growth strategy, aims to transform the local mining sector and position the country as a key player in steel production. Well, for more on this, I'm now being joined by Chief Emmanuel Abel Edijala, who is the chairman and CEO of Chart and Capstone. Chief Emmanuel joins me from Warri. Chief Emmanuel Abel Edijala, thank you so much for joining me on Channel's Business Global. Goodness me. A week does feel like yesterday because so much happened in Beijing. Before we get into the meat of what we want to discuss, please give me your overview of your experience in China, the state visit, the entourage, the delegation, the deals that were signed. How do you think we fared on the global stage yet again?
Well, Juliana, thanks for inviting me here. It's quite exciting. Good to know that we're back in Nigeria after that very exciting visit of Mr. President to China. It was really very, very, very successful. I want to say that the Nigerian delegation behaved well. There was no skirmish, nothing happened negatively. Within the background, a lot of this took place, and we were one of those that signed a very useful contract, and we're very happy that the FOCAC came, ended well. Nigeria had a lot of benefits, and we're here to share that today.
Absolutely. I want to talk about a story that kind of broke the internet, to be fair, over the weekend, and especially early this week, which was the $1 billion iron ore steel project. I know that your firm, Chart and Capstone, are heavily involved in this. Talk to me about the plans and how everything has been put together.
Yeah, so we originally are an O&G company, O&G meaning oil and gas. We've been set up since 2012, and we all know how saturated that industry, that sector is right now. So we were just looking at other sectors of the economy that can, bring huge value to the system. And we looked at the solid mineral sector. That's the next thing in Nigeria. I mean, that's where to go, actually. So basically, we had interactions with the ministry, all the agencies involved in solid minerals, and we got a veritable allocation of about 199 cadastral units of iron ore deposit around the Kogi axis. And that gave us an asset that the world wanted to see, because that's about 1 billion tons of iron ore in reserve. We didn't find it difficult to actually get an investor because the asset itself was huge. And Sinomac Heavy Equipment Company Limited, they actually are thinking of what to do with Africa, and they stumbled into me through one of their agencies in China, the China Association of Small and Medium Enterprises, and the working committee led by one Professor Liu He, alongside another organization called the Belt and Road Economic Initiative Center, BRIPIC, led by Mr. Innocent Okonkwo, midwife this together. And when they came to Nigeria, we signed the MOU before we even left for China. They wanted me to come and see their facilities. And when I got to China, we went around, we saw more than 5 or 6 of their plants in operation. We even went with the Consular General of the Nigerian consulate in Shanghai. This is almost a private sector initiative.
Yeah.
Totally a private sector initiative. We took the gauntlet. We decided that we wanted to go into the solid mineral sector. We wanted to go into the steel sector. Don't forget, steel is the foundation for any infrastructural development. Without steel, nothing can go, nothing can move. It forms the framework for the superstructure. Now, we got it wrong, I think, in the early 80s when we put Ajakuta in place. And of course, the Russians came and they were unable to, put that mega plant into operation. And if you go to China today, there is nothing in China without steel. Everything, all the skyscrapers you see, the high-rise buildings, the train stations, every single thing relies on the superstructure of steel. So we realize that if we don't get the steel structure right, we can never get Nigeria going. And this is one opportunity to have one of the biggest steel companies in the world coming to partner with us. We are not getting money from the federal government. Let's get that clear. Government has done its own. They've given us the allocation, and we are good to go. Our partners have come here. We have gone to China. We have signed all our payment instruments. In fact, China is giving them about 85% of the money for this construction. So everything is done. As we speak, we are almost oversubscribed because at the what do you call it now? The event in Beijing, I met with the MD of First Bank, and of course, they're also trying to buy into this project. So we only have about 15% to give away. So we're oversubscribed as we speak. So it's a very good one for our people. This investment will take at least 10,000 people out of the job market. And you know what that means for our country. When 10,000 people are out of the market, it means that out of the job market, it means that, ancillary services will also come in and many others will be engaged. So it's a good one. It's a win-win for Nigeria. It's a win-win for my company, Shard and Capstone. It's also a win-win for the Chinese because they are also very happy. They want to extend some of their technology to Africa. Yeah. Many people see China as maybe a country with, all sorts of dodgy. No, that's not correct.
That's what we want. That's what we're hoping for. You said win-win. We're still going to wait and see because, of course, there are still lots of people still very suspicious of, China's intentions in Africa. It may be great for you, Chief, but we also want it to be great for your grandchildren and your great-grandchildren. So let's make sure those I's are dotted and those T's are crossed. And we will be inviting Chart and Capstone back onto the show so we can go through the implementation of this project, because it's not just the pledge, it's actual doing that matters. But thank you so much for your time and expertise, Chief Emmanuel Abel Edijala, who is the chairman and CEO of Chart and Capstone Integrated Limited, that $1 billion iron ore to steel project that was trending earlier this week. It was his firm that was behind it. Thank you so much for your time today.
I do appreciate you. Thank you.
Well, sadly, that's all we have time for today. But as always, do get in touch with your comments and suggestions. I'll see you at the same time next week for more in-depth business analysis on Channels Business Global. Goodbye.